All right, hello everyone, Jack Bosch here with another episode of the Jack Bosch Show podcast. So in today's episode, we're going to do something different. We're going to do a Dave Ramsey style show on you. Now, obviously not with the same advice because I'm not the biggest fan of Dave Ramsey, but, and you can kill me for it, but hey, you better listen to it before you do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to have people call in and answer their questions. So we put out a request for questions to our listener base, and I believe we're going to connect today with somebody who is in the active military, wants to get out of the military, and wants to get into real estate. That's all I know for now, so let's connect with the person and figure it out. All right, it looks like we have our caller on the line. I understand your name is Anthony. Anthony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So great. So I understand you're in the military right now and you are either preparing to get out and looking for something else to do or want to get into real estate. Tell me a little bit of your backstory.
Yes, sir. So I've actually been in the military only about 7 months now.
Okay.
And pretty soon I'll be able to get access to my VA loan. So I had a few questions as far as like, where would someone get started in a side hustle investing or flipping in real estate? Just what's an ideal way to start, or what's the most beneficial real estate to invest with?
Okay, so what time? So how long are you going to be in the military still?
My current contract is about 4 years.
4 years. So you have a little over 3 years to go. And are you looking to get started? It sounds like you're looking to get started while you're still in the military, so part-time, not once you're done with the military, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right. So the first thing to cover in that case, and that really, by the way, applies to really anyone who is in a situation of just getting started in something and not yet completely ready to break out on their own. As a matter of fact, my situation was in a way similar. That I came into this country as an immigrant, and my work visa was assigned to was basically a company work visa. So even though I could have left, but the moment I would have left that job, I would have lost my ability to stay in the United States. So it's kind of like almost like the same. I committed to stay in the US, and I couldn't quit my job. I couldn't leave. I basically was I like to say sometimes, obviously you did this, we both did it voluntarily. I was kind of like the slave of that company, not saying you are, but and I could only quit once I had my green card, which everyone estimated to be about 5 years. So what I ended up doing is, and that's the advice I give really anyone, is number one, try to pick something that you can do part-time, because obviously that's a requirement. Now, in order, there's much more to that statement. That's obviously an obvious statement. What that means is that any opportunity in real estate, you need to look at from a point of view of how much of your actual time do you control in that side business. Like, for example, if you want to do a fix and flip while being actively in the military, you're facing a completely different set of challenges than, for example, if you do a land flip like we do this. So, or if you do a house wholesaling, it's again a completely different time commitment and requirement. So, for example, what I mean by that is, like, if you want to do a fix and flip, and you're just starting out, you don't have a team yet. So if you don't have a team yet, you have to go and check on the contractors yourself. You got to go and hire the contractors. You got to go and be on the property at least a couple of times a week to make sure that the contractors actually show up, because they're notoriously to do 3 jobs at the same time and basically only go to the one that is the squeaky wheel and that yells the loudest. So by being in a job that potentially requires you to travel, and I don't know, are you stationary and are you expected to stay in the same place for the next 6 to 12 months, or is there a chance that you get moved around with the military?
I'll be definitely moving within the next 3 months.
Okay. So that's something to take into consideration. Again, when I had my job, I was in consulting. I was somewhere else every 4 weeks about. Sometimes it was 2-3 months at one place, and I was Monday to Friday. So we pretty much eliminated fix and flip as a way to make money for us, because we weren't even in town. There was nothing to do. And while you perhaps could do a fix and flip in the town that you're in right now, the timing is not ideal because you got to be done with that thing in 3 months. Otherwise, you get moved somewhere else and you got a distance fix. And that is certainly not a good idea at the very beginning when you don't have a lot of experience yet. So that's kind of things to keep in mind. Where am I going to be, and what of my chosen real estate methods will require me the least amount of time that I actually have to spend physically at that property? And so that's one thing to consider. The second thing to consider is like, is it a strategy that you have to spend a lot of time on the phone? When I assume you have a role in the military right now, what is your role in the military?
I'm a private first class.
Okay. So what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Day to day, I'm still in the student status. So once I'm out of student status, I'll be transferring to a unit and then helping pretty much the higher up guys.
All right. So in other words, you're in training right now still. Not in basic training anymore, but you're still training, you're learning, you're in classes. You can't just be stepping outside and taking a phone call from a seller and a phone call from a buyer and things like that.
No, sir.
No, exactly. So, and that's right. And that's, again, that was very similar to my role as a consultant. I was in client meetings all day long and my phone rang and a seller called. I couldn't just step outside, right? So you got to take those things into consideration. And therefore you have kind of two choices. If you're set on one way, if let's say fix and flip is something you want to do, then you have to start it in a way that you bring in somebody. You need to bring in a partner that has the ability to be on the property and do those things that you don't have time for. Or the other alternative is you pick a kind of real estate that gives you the freedom of time and the flexibility of doing it at nights and on the weekends when you don't have the actual work obligations on you. So that's how I would like to. That's why would like for you to look at the different opportunities. So any different opportunity that comes your way needs to be looked at from that kind of a lens. How much do I need to pick up phone calls? Do I need to be on the property? Do I need to do those things? Or is it something that I can do part-time and that I can do at nights and on the weekends when I'm in control of my own time? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. So is that helpful?
Absolutely.
Okay. Good. So for example, what we do is land flipping. Land flipping covers all those things. That's not why I mentioned it. It doesn't matter what you do, but we had to go to the exact same kind of thought process. Because again, when I say we, my wife and I, and she was in finance in meetings all day long. I was in consulting in meetings all day long. And on top of it, I was 100% travel. So I was moving around. So that's why we crossed off fix and flip. It's not something we could have done at the time. We didn't have partners. We didn't have relationships to partners. We didn't have money in the first place. I assume after 7 months in the military, you're not sitting on $1 million either, right?
No, sir.
Right. So, or not even $1 million, but on a few $100,000. Now, you said you have access to potentially a VA loan. That could be interesting if you want to go down the route of a fix and flip or something, because with a VA loan, you can buy a property like that and then get a good interest rate and good terms and so on. That is true, but I would rather like to see you do something where you don't need to use much of your own money. And where you build up cash reserves yourself first, and then build up also the knowledge about real estate for the next few years, so that by the time you are settled somewhere in the military, and depending again where you are going, if you are going to be in a part of do you know what your career path looks like for the next 4 years or estimated career path? Are you going to be like in a unit that gets deployed all the time? Or are you going to be more like in an office, in the back office, and chances are you don't get moved around a lot?
So my career path is more like high deployment opportunity.
Say that again?
I have a high deployment opportunity, so it's up to me, but most likely I will be taking the deployments.
Okay, so high deployment opportunity. Okay, good. So therefore, I would rather like to see you doing something that is 100% virtual, that you can literally do from anywhere in the world, and that you can do in your spare time. And I mean, what comes to mind in this case, it's truly a coincidence, is what we do, which is land flipping. Because with land flipping, you send out direct mail by automating it to a mailing house. You then have people call you back, and they call a call center, then or leave you a voicemail. There's no rush because there's not 25 people fighting for that same piece of land. So when the sellers call back, you let it go to voicemail, or you have a call center take it up for you. And then even if it's 3 days later or 5 days later on a Saturday night or Saturday afternoon when you don't work, you can call them back, and if necessary, or you do the research at night about these properties. You use that same mailing house to send out offers to them, and then once you have a deal under contract, you can get a realtor to sell that property, and then you do simple land wholesale without ever seeing the property, without ever having to doing any repairs, and you can do that all from really anywhere. As a matter of fact, one of our students in our coaching business is one of the highest ranking Air Force officers in the United States, and he was deployed to Turkey to actually lead up a large part of the United States troops over there while there was a big crisis. And while he was over there, he did multiple deals from Turkey in the United States during his spare time. And you can probably much assume that he was extremely busy over there too. So it is absolutely, we have people in our universe that are active military and making multiple six figures on the side while they're doing this, while they're in the military.
That sounds amazing. And that's just on the land deals that they're doing it?
That's just on the land deals that you're doing. And again, the key, it doesn't matter if it's land deals. If in the moment that you add a house to it, you got to have some level of boots on the ground. Now you can there's this concept called virtual house flipping, and that works too. But in that scenario, you got to work with a lot of like more estimates, because you got to estimate repairs without seeing a property, and that's a tricky thing to do. And then if the estimates are wrong, let's say you estimate repairs on a house going to be $100,000, and the after repair value is a $500,000 value, and you say, okay, it takes $100,000 repair. Now we're at $400,000. Then you need an extra $100,000 because the rehabber wants to make money too, and then you want to make some money. So you need to get that house for, let's say, $270,000 in order for it to make sense. Then you make a $270,000 offer sight unseen. You get that accepted by the seller, let's say over a phone call. But again, even there, there's a lot of competition. You can do this virtually, but you got to be available when that seller needs you to be available. And when you flip land, you don't have to be available when the seller is available. Because in the house world, if you're not available when that seller wants to sell, chances are that seller just picks up the next flyer that he has and calls the next person, and that person is available, and that person gets it under contract. So can you do house flips, or at least house wholesale deals without being there? Yes. You use formulas as like rough estimations. They give you, my house is 1980s, has never been upgraded. Well, then it needs new flooring, it needs new kitchen, it needs new bathrooms, and there's some tables that you can find online that tell you how much that costs approximately to upgrade that. But then you still need to arrange, once you have it on a contract, you still need to arrange for an inspector to go out there to look at the property for you, give you pictures, and based on the pictures, if it turns out that it's a big crap show in the house and it requires everything, new roof, new everything, and it's more than $100,000, you need to go renegotiate back, which again, you need to find then time in your schedule to call them back. So it's house wholesaling is also possible virtual. It's just more involved. That's why we like the land. But both of these options, I would definitely recommend you go down the wholesaling route first, which actually is also very, very helpful because number one, you don't need money. You don't need to buy that house and put yourself at risk. Number two, you build up, in the process, you still build up a lot of knowledge about real estate. And then once you're in a more stable position of knowing, at least for the next 6 months, you're not going to be deployed somewhere, or once you're closer to actually the end of your military time, that's when you can start adding some more complicated ways. That's typically a very, very safe way to go, in a way that you can make some serious money right now in the next 3.5 years, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars a year if you put your mind to it. And And then when you graduate, when you leave the military, you're ahead of everyone in your generation.
That's exactly what I plan on doing as far as being able to get ahead while I'm in.
All right. Yeah, good. So as a matter of fact, we actually, if you're interested in learning more about the land, I can't teach you anything about the house flipping that much because we don't flip houses. We own houses. We have a portfolio of houses. We have a portfolio of multifamilies. I would definitely not recommend you going to multifamily at this point because it's just, first of all, it's very capital intensive. It's very time intensive. It's very, you got to go out there, look at these properties multiple times. But if you're interested in the land flipping side, I would invite you to attend one of our upcoming master classes. We have every once in a while we do like a 5-day in detail masterclass where once a day we go live for an hour and we lay out the exact steps of our land process works, and you can simply go to landprofitmaster.com and register for that.
Okay, yeah, if Patrick could send over a link, I'll definitely take a look at it.
All right, we'll have our producer Patrick do that. Was that helpful?
Awesome. Yes, sir.
All right, good. So I think you're on a great path. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 24 years old.
Oh my goodness! I mean, if I had your spirit and your drive at age 24, I mean, there is no reason in the world why you should not be a millionaire by the time you leave the military, and then it's upwards from there. I mean, there's no reason why you shouldn't be building a multi-million-dollar business over the next few years here, and hit age 30 with living the life that everyone wants to live.
Thank you, sir. That's a part of the vision definitely for myself and my family.
Wonderful. Well, thank you much for calling in.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks. Bye-bye. All right, so that was Anthony. That's a very common situation that people find themselves into, whether it's the military or whether it's a job or an immigrant like I was, that you just simply cannot afford to leave your job. You don't have the financial means yet to fall back to on anything. So there's a tendency for people at that point to go and say, like, well, I can access to a loan, and then they get into big debt. And that's dangerous, right? I'm all about leverage, right? I'm all good. That's where I differ with Dave Ramsey, right? I think leverage applied right is the turbocharger that everyone should use to get their money right. But at that point, in that situation, there's easier ways and simpler ways to make money than to get into a big VA loan and then fix up a house and then get halfway through, get deployed overseas and having a house that just eats interest and rots there, and that's not livable yet and not ready yet. That's a disaster waiting to happen. So in that situation, if you're either starting out and you can't just quit your job, then going the wholesale route is much, much better. Now, I personally prefer land wholesaling over house wholesaling because it's just so many less moving pieces. But hey, that's up to you which way you want to go. And with that said, thank you very much for your attention to this episode. As always, give us a 5-star review, share it with your friends, and tune in for the next one.